I guess we could watch.
Well, earlier this evening, they presented David Robinson.
Shout out to Jimmy Harwell, man.
With the IBM Award. Here's Stan Kelly, the PA announcer.
Defensive statistics.
You see this laptop being handed to David Robinson? It's no ordinary laptop. It's actually a trophy, an MVP trophy. Yeah, crazy, right? This award for the most valuable or impactful player in the NBA used to be a real thing. Magic Johnson won it, Michael Jordan won it, Shaq won a couple. It was a pretty cool award throughout the 80s and 90s. How they decided the winner of this award? A mathematical algorithm, a formula, an MVP award based purely on statistics.
Nerd ass! What the fuck? They had this before? Players' points minus players' field goal attempts, plus player rebounds, plus player assists, plus steals, plus blocks, minus fouls, minus turnovers, plus team wins times 10, times 250. Side note, it's bothering me. Like these random minus placements. I would have just, let me not nerd out. I would have done it. Let me not nerd out, bro. I would have just done the pluses first and then the minuses. But let me not nerd out, though.
And it's the best and worst thing the NBA
Is it quiet? Hold on, chat. Hold on.
has ever done.
My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. My bad.
Today's video is sponsored by DraftKings. My friend, customer at draft most valuable player was decided not by voters, but by stats. Like, just stats. The results may not be what we would like to see, but at least they would be objective. Voters of the NBA's MVP award usually get it right, and the most valuable player in the eyes of fans is almost always the player who walks away with the coveted trophy every year. But why not just remove all doubt and use an objective metric to determine who the league's MVP really is?
We know why. Because if we actually did that, there's actually an incentive to subjectivity within the NBA. I'm not gonna lie. There actually is. Because if it was just an objective, and I say the same thing about referees and officiating. If everything was truly by the book, if they called every foul by the book, we would not enjoy watching basketball. Trust me. We would not enjoy watching basketball. Same thing with the MVP award. If the MVP award was just X plus Y plus Z equals MVP, we would not enjoy the MVP debates. But the fact that there is that inconsistency, that's what makes it fun.
Well, that's exactly what the NBA used to do. Back in 1984, the NBA created an award called the IBM Award. Yeah, that IBM. And it was an award that mirrored the tech company's business philosophy by using a computer formula that measured a player's statistical contributions to their team to determine who the most valuable player in the league was. The award was given out for 19 seasons, from 1984 to 2002, and
Really?
was won by some of the greatest players of all time. Hakeem Olajuwon won the award, Tim Duncan won it in one season, Charles Barkley won it 3 times, and David Robinson won the award 5 times. So how does a trophy handed out in the form of a laptop, won by some of the greatest players of all time, just cease to exist, with many NBA fans today unaware that it was even a thing in the first place? Well, in 1992, right in the middle of Michael Jordan's prime, Dennis Rodman won the award. And in 1999, when no one on planet Earth could slow down peak Shaquille O'Neal, Dikembe Mutombo won the award. Because using math to decide the most impactful player in the NBA is not as objective as you would think. The formula for this IBM award, despite the looks of it, was very
All right, let's try to see exactly what the flaw is in this formula before he even explains it. I doubt I can actually find it out, but we'll find out. Points, field goal attempts, rebounds, assists, steals, players. Well, number one, I think just relying on box score stats is already a flaw in and of itself, because some players, their impact does not show on just the box score. You know what I'm saying? And I also think there's leniency towards triple-double machines, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? The Russell Westbrooks of the world, the LeBron Jameses of the world, and things like that. Also, there's a winning bias. Team wins times 10 sounds fucking crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's too simple as well. I just think the formula is too simple. This idea that you can just come up with an equation to encapsulate a player's value to me is stupid as fuck. I understand there's stats out there that have tried it before, like PER, win shares per 48. But I think like relying on those stats to really carry your argument is like, that's just AIDS. So
simple. It took the total counting stats from any given player throughout a season, plus the win total of their team, and divided it by the counting stats of their team. The result of this calculation was called the IBM Score. The player who had the highest IBM score in any given
Cardiac is right. Because it says, Cardiac said it penalizes people on teams that are too good. Yeah, if you're on a team that be racking up all of these team stats, is going to raise the dividend or whatever the denominator is. And effectively lower your IBM score. So that makes sense.
Season was given the IBM Award. All of this is really just calculating how much a player contributed to their team throughout a season. In 1992, Dennis Rodman won the award with an IBM score of 109.73. Michael Jordan, at his absolute peak, finished the season with an IBM score of 86.49. Yeah. Nowhere near Rodman. And to understand how a tragedy like this could even happen, we need to take a deeper look into this long-forgotten award. Here are the results from the 19 seasons that the NBA handed out the IBM Award. And almost immediately, you can see why the league stopped giving out the award. Now you tell me, what jumps out first? Is it the fact that big men won the award 15 out of 19 seasons? Maybe it's the fact that Michael Jordan didn't win a single IBM award
didn't align with
the
MVP.
entire 90s. Or maybe it's Dikembe Mutombo beating out the entire league for an award based on overall value. So how does an award that simply looks at stats manage to come up with such a skewed result?
The fuck happened in 98 though?
Well, the answer is in the formula. It resembles the popular PER stat, which when it was created 3 decades ago was a revolutionary advanced statistic, but today has become a relic of the past. The IBM formula, similar to player efficiency.
Bro, I swear to God, motherfuckers was spamming PR in 2017, bro. God! From Colin Cowherd to Nick Wright to First Take, literally everyone found out the stat called player efficiency rating. And it sounded nice as fuck. And people just kept spamming that stat in these debates, acting like they knew what the fuck it was, when in reality, it was just called player efficiency rating. And people were using it as an end-all, be-all stat. That used to annoy the fuck out of me, bro.
Rating favors efficiency, handicaps production, and doesn't factor in context virtually at all. And similar.
Hold on. Shadow said in the chat, I be going on TikTok lives. These old heads love PR. Yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Those random TikTok lives where people are just debating basketball are funny as fuck. And the funniest part to me is there have been multiple times where I have joined and Lowe's in there out of nowhere, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. There's one thing I figured out about Lowe this last 2 years, and I really already knew it, but I didn't know it was this good or bad, depending on how you look at it. That motherfucker loves basketball, bro. He loves basketball. No cap. Just debating 24/7. He can do it all day, bro. Shit is crazy.
To PER, this led to big men being heavily favored in the IBM scoring system. In 1992, Michael Jordan had an all-time great season, but his score paled in comparison to Rodman simply because he didn't rebound the ball as much, had more turnovers, and was on a much better team. Because the IBM formula also takes away from individual production based on the overall production of the team. The better your team did, the less your impact would jump out in your IBM score.
Yeah, also it looks like essentially it's equivalating, or I don't even know if that's the right word, like points, rebounds, and assists is just like equal numbers. So with Dennis Rodman, he can put up like 9, 19, and 5, or 9, 19, and 3, and the total of that would be what, like 31? Is that right? Yeah, but that would be the equivalent, or that could be the equivalent of someone also dropping like 31, 4 and 4 type shit. I don't know. Equating. That was the word I was looking for.
Michael Jordan's incredible individual numbers boosted
They just didn't weight
overall
everything
team numbers,
or anything
which,
at all.
oddly enough, led to him having a lower score. The IBM scoring system was broken. In trying to find the most valuable players strictly through numbers, this formula completely removed all context and nuance from the award. Wow, who would have thought? Despite this, the award was a fun side attraction and was actually a small talking point in the MVP discussions at the tail end of these seasons. The concept of this award was awesome. The execution of it was dog water. Did this stop me from sorting through hundreds of players and thousands of stat lines across the last 2 decades to see who the winners of the IBM Award would have been if the league didn't discontinue it in 2002? Absolutely not. And so with a formula in one hand and a shitty laptop in the other, I set out on a mission to find the unclaimed winners of the IBM Award over the last 20 seasons and give these players what is rightfully theirs. Now, I want to give a quick shout out to Hoops Data for helping me crunch these numbers. The dude is a wizard and has some incredible insight into—
Is this on Twitter? Yo, I ain't gonna lie, chat. We need to have a witch hunt for Jimmy Hirulu's Twitter. He references Twitter way too much in his fucking videos for him to not, like, have a Twitter account that he uses a lot, bro.
the advanced NBA analytics, so go show him some love over on Instagram. Thanks to him, we were—
Never mind, I'm cooked.
able to gather data across 2 decades, crunch all the numbers, and find our winners with my sanity still intact. And here are those winners. Now, most of these winners make sense.
Alright, let's look at these, man. Let's look at these. Jokic, Gobert. It's so weird because, like, in some of these years, the winner would have 100, and then it, like, dropped to 85, bro. Like, what the fuck? I'm blocking it right now, but, like, DeAndre Jordan won in 2016. Honestly, it's not too bad of a stat. At least in recent years. In, like, the last decade, it's not too bad of a stat. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple missteps in there with, like, Rudy Gobert, DeAndre Jordan, and maybe 07 Dwight. But, like, whoever was at the top at the time was, like, a top 3-5 player in the league. So, wasn't too bad.
LeBron would have won 7 IBM awards from 2008 to 2018, the most of any player. Prime Kevin Garnett went on a tear, winning 3 in a row. Dwight Howard carrying on the legacy of big men, winning 2. James Harden and Russell Westbrook joined the short list of guards to ever win the award. And to no one's surprise, Nikola Jokic would have won the last 2 IBM awards.
Big Jokic.
Because he's Nikola Jokic. In total, 19 players across 40 years. Some of the greatest individual seasons of all time. And then there's DeAndre Jordan and Rudy Gobert. Your eyes do not deceive you. In a season where Stephen Curry was clearly the best player in the world and won the one and only unanimous MVP in league history.
Hey, chat, 2016, was Stephen Curry clearly the best player in the world? I would personally say yes going into the playoffs. But by the end of it, I don't know. Bron was bronning. So
the IBM award would have been given to DeAndre Jordan for his impact on the court. In 2021, a season where Giannis solidified himself as the best player on the planet, the IBM award would have gone to the heavily watered down, offensively stunted version of Giannis. And this, my friends, is why the award no longer exists. Because giving an individual award based on value and impact to Rudy Gobert would be a crime. But I love the idea of an award like this. It could never replace the coveted MVP award, but what if we reintroduced an award similar to the IBM award back into the NBA? This time with a new, more—
why does it have to be an award though? Why not just come up with the stat and just like keep it on Twitter or on social media type shit? I don't think it has to be an award. That's my thing.
Comprehensive and accurate formula to determine the winner. In 2021, Hoops Hype featured a great article surveying NBA reps around the league, such as Corey Jez, former head of analytics for the Utah Jazz, about the best advanced statistics available today. And out of the 13 composite metrics included in the survey, player efficiency rating, a formula similar to IBM's, came in dead last. The statistics that came out on top were the LeBron stat. Yes, there is a stat called the LeBron. Estimated plus minus, and daily plus minus. Unlike advanced stats of the past, these newer metrics all factor in context thanks to breakthroughs in real-time tracking data. As Corey Jez mentions in the article, more representative all-in-one metrics need to capture the impact players have when they don't log a box score event. And this is what many of these new advanced metrics do, because impacting the game can and often does happen outside of the box score. Personally, I'm a big proponent of the EPM metric. So what if we handed out an award each season to the player who leads the league in EPM? Call it the Impact Player Award or something like that. Thing is, the winner of the MVP usually ends up leading the league in this metric. And I don't know if that's a reflection of how good the stat really is, or how good we are at picking the most valuable player each season. In fact, the IBM Award, for all of its glory and flaws, can teach us a thing or two about how we watch the game and what we value. Advanced stats are really cool. They can give us insight that we otherwise might overlook. Where some players contribute within the box score, others perpetually contribute outside of it. But numbers can never tell the full story, at least not yet. And the best metric of all is to just watch the games for yourself.
Type shit.
You see this guy?
Type shit, bro. Ain't gonna lie, at the end of the day, man, none of that shit matters, man. Can you ball? Type shit. Can you ball? Do you like watching basketball? Type shit, bro.